Hi guys, welcome back. Try this again. I was like 5 minutes in and I said a word I should not have said. So I'm going to try this again. So I just got back home from lunch. I had chicken and waffles. And it looks like the internet's gone crazy. I don't know what has happened on YouTube. But I watched about 5 minutes of the Glares stream he had about 2 hours ago. And him and Annie was on it. I seen the comments were turned off, so I don't know what that's about. I missed everything. But I seen about 5 minutes and then I turned it off because that's not what I really want to talk about today. I have my own stuff I want to talk about. But what I did see is Mike went on somebody else's show or did something and kind of showing his true colors to Annie and to Will. They were disappointed. But what I'm going to say on that is I could have told you that. Like, if you just listen to the voicemails that were dropped a while back, there's something definitely cringy about Mike Long. I've met men just like Mike Long. And I'm telling you, they're master manipulators. And the only reason he did any of that was to get back at Kelly. But I'm not going to say whether or not I believe Sophie was essayed or not, because one, that's not my place. Two, because I myself was Sophie. So I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe, her cries and all that. So I cannot say whether or not she was essayed, but I could tell you she definitely has been abused. Mentally abused is just as bad as, being essayed. I do believe she's been mentally abused. But, so I don't really want to go in really more on that. But I don't know. There's just been a lot of back and forth. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was Kay's Army. They have made their way to my channel, which is mind-blowing to me because I get like a couple hundred views. So why are you wasting your time on my channel? But, oh well. I take the views. Whether you're a supporter or not, welcome to my channel. So, there was some back and forth, and I was just going to ignore it. And actually, I got up. It was like in the middle of the night when I seen the message, and it made me laugh. It was funny. But I was going to ignore it, and then I seen somebody who was supporting me came up and was supporting me against their comments. So then I felt like it was only right for me to get on there too. Because if you're going to have my back and you're going to support me, then you best believe I'm going to be right there too. So I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the ones who are leaving, nice comments. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the views. I just want to say thank you guys a lot. And I even appreciate the ones who don't completely support me, who don't completely agree with me. The ones who, tell me they support Kay, but they like my channel too. You know what? That's perfectly fine. That is great. It's okay. That's how people are supposed to be. I mean, I can tell the Kay supporters, I don't think they really watch my videos because I give credit when credit's due. And when you're just being a shitty person, I'm going to call you out on being a shitty person. But giving credit where credit's due, I agree with Kay 100% on Michael Long and all that. But she's still a shitty person. I mean, and you don't always see it on her shows. I think a lot of it is like you don't see it. It's like behind the scenes. It's their little chats, their conversations. I mean, there is so much nastiness. It's just, I don't know. I just really hope you guys see it too. I'm not telling you not to support her. I understand why you would watch her. I do. I can watch hours of her streams. She's very entertaining. I see why you watch her. But the things I've seen when I started to kind of look at it with an open mind and, I started to see a lot more things. And what I noticed is she says things like she wants you to think and be critical, like critical thinkers. She says that constantly, right? But it's not true. She wants you to think just like she thinks. And if you don't think like she thinks, then they all just you know, they jump on you, and they mock you, and you don't treat people your support. I mean, even her supporters, even the people who are up there supporting her, she treats like shit. Like, I don't get it. But this is not what this video is going to be about. I am not here to talk about Kay. But I wanted to talk about, first I wanted to say, over the weekend, I know it's taken me a long time to get this video out, but over the weekend I literally did absolutely nothing. I got off my couch long enough to make it to the fridge to give me something to eat. I was watching on Netflix The Mess You Leave Behind. If you've not seen that, I would say I think you should. It's really good. If you have seen it, please leave in the comments. Tell me what you think about it. So what it was about was a teacher who was sleeping with her student. Well, really, she sleeps with everybody. But she committed suicide, or did she? So another teacher comes along and she tries to find out, you know, what really happened to this lady. And it's good. It's dang good. Like, I put it on for like background noise, and then I was literally like, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And I literally binged 8 episodes, and I had it done in 2 days. It was nuts. But so I was scrolling down my Facebook the other day, and I've noticed there's like, and I wanted your guys' opinion on whether or not you believe that that we as a society are desensitized. Because I'm just like scrolling down my social media in the morning, right? And it's like, you know, some political, because I know probably most of you guys, if you have Facebook, or it's just nothing but political, right? Everything you see, it's crazy. So you're scrolling down, and it's some political meme, and then you might have somebody post about their day, and then right under that it's like 6 people shot overnight. And then you scroll down a little bit more. Oh, there's that Bernie Sanders, you know, meme again. And then it's, you know, toddler dies in house fire, and it's like there's no really emotion. Like, you just keep scrolling. It's weird, because it just had me start thinking. I mean, like, when I was younger and things like that happened, like 2 of the stories I'm about to tell you guys about, I mean, everybody, it would be on all the news stations. Like, everybody would know about it, and everybody would know about these stories. And I mean, it really got to people. You would really stop, and you would think about it, and you would think about your own families and your own life. And I just feel like there's so much craziness that I don't understand it. I really don't. I would love to hear what you guys, you know, your thoughts of that. Is, have we become desensitized? You know, when things like that happen, it's not as big as a story anymore, or I don't know. So what I had seen, and I couldn't believe it wasn't on like my local news, or it wasn't really a big story, it wasn't out there, was this guy from Lafayette, Indiana. Oh, well, let's go to him first, because I have her. I know you guys see, that's Oriana Meyer, and I'm going to tell you guys about her in a second. But I want you guys, oh, there he is. So this guy right here, sorry, my cat's acting crazy. So this guy right here is from Lafayette, Indiana, and he was 18 years old. So he met this guy on Grindr, and they were talking for like a month. They were sending back like flirty messages. He is an openly gay man. He's proud of it, you know. And they were flirting back and forth on this dating site. He said there was never no red flags. And so they started talking about meeting up. And this guy that's in the picture, Holden White, invited the guy to come to his apartment, but then the guy didn't want to. He ended up talking Holden into coming to his dad's house. So he went to his dad's house, and they were playing video games. And the next thing he says he remembers is, and the guy who did it, his name is Chance. Let's see if I have his last name. I thought I wrote it down. I guess not. But the guy who did it, his name is Chance. He said, and Holden said the next thing he remembers is Chance taking a wire and coming from behind and grabbing him by his neck. And he tried to fight back, but he couldn't. He ended up passing out, blacking out. And the next thing he remembers is him waking up in this bathtub, completely naked. And this Chance guy, who's 19 years old, cutting his left wrist. He ended up cutting both Holden's wrists. Like, the hospital said, to the point where he almost took his hands off. That's how deep these cuts were. And Chance said that he was stabbing him in the neck, but he would take the knife and he would twist it in his neck. And he was in a coma for 3 days. He spent a month in the hospital. I guess the guy, that Chance, had a Facebook, but they didn't know till afterwards, but he had like an obsession with Jeffrey Dahmer. And so I don't know. And this Chance guy ended up calling 911 after he did that and told them that he had just killed a man and he'd be waiting outside for him. So that's how he ended up getting to the hospital. When I seen that, I couldn't even believe. So the charges, he's now charged with attempted second-degree murder. He's being held on a $250,000 bond, and his next court date is March 3rd. So when I was reading this, it said that Holden White, he said he does not believe police did their job correctly. They never did a rape kit and preserved evidence, and because he wasn't sure if he was sexually assaulted or not. And his community and others in the LGBTQ plus community were demanding it to be a hate charge. And when I was looking for this picture, I seen it said that they were now going to charge him with the hate crime. I'm not going to say I'm 100% on that one, but that is what I see. I don't know if they were when I clicked on the picture, if they were just saying they want it to be a hate crime. I'm not sure, but I could not believe when I heard that. I'm like, how is that not everywhere? How does everybody not know about this? And that's something like a very important topic to even talk to your kids, whether you know they're gay or not. I mean, if they are, you know, it's more so. But because I remember when I was a child, I'd watch Lifetime movies with my grandmother, and there was this movie about this group of friends. They lured their, supposedly their friend to the woods and ended up drowning her. And kind of like the kids who were going to go to Slender Man's mansion. Like, you should have talks. Like, as soon as I read this, I had a talk with my oldest. You know, have a talk with your kids about their friends, and because you just never know. I mean, that's nuts. How would you even, I mean, if there's no red flags, I don't know. That's scary. It's really scary. So let me know what you guys think about that. So the next thing I want to talk about was another story that I didn't see everywhere. I'm like, how is this not everywhere? And let's see if I can get this back up. I know you see I had the pictures when I first, is it not going to click on it? But this is, there it is. So this is Oriana, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name, Oriana Myers. So she is 25 years old, and she is from Virginia. And it says, the mom who murdered her 3 children and 2 stepchildren before setting their house on fire in West Virginia left 3 handwritten notes with a letter to her husband. So it says, Sheriff Sloan said the 25-year-old mom left 3 notes, each with a different title, in a Ziploc bag. The bag was found duct taped to the passenger side mirror of her and her husband, Brian Baumgartner's car, which had recently been in an accident and unable to be used. The news out reported. So note number 1 said, to whomever finds this first, you'll need to call Brian Baumgartner. He is the husband and father. You'll need to call Raven, for she is the mother of Sean and Riley. If someone would please call my mother, tell her I'm sorry. This is no one's fault but my own. My demons won over me, and there's no going back. So sorry I wasn't strong enough. Thank you. Hugs and kisses. Note number 2, the confession. And this is when she goes into details. I had shot all the boys in the head. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to read. I had set house on fire. I had shot myself in the head. I'm sorry. Mental health is serious. I hope one day someone will help others like me. Mental health is not a joke, not to joke about or take lightly. When someone begs, pleads, and cries for help, please listen to them. You just might save a life or more lives. And then note number 3, the last note was her will. And then she had a letter to her husband on the floor of the car. To her husband. I'm so sorry, Brian. I was not strong enough for you or this family. My head is so expletive. I think she probably said fucked or something. I'm sorry for my evil crime. I was not strong enough to fight these demons. Snap, crunch, boom. So depressed, heart numb, so completely shattered. I am sorry I failed you. I am sorry I failed our handsome boys. I am sorry I was not strong enough. The 5 boys, Hakeem 1, Ericole 3, Keon 4, Riley 6, and Sean 7 were found dead inside their home, and Myers' remains were discovered outside. Brian was not home at the time of the murder-suicide, as he stays with relatives during the week due to transportation issues. So, from my understanding, is he was like the sole provider, and she was the stay-at-home mom, and he was staying at his dad's house through the weekdays and while he worked because they didn't have transportation, and then on the weekends he would go home to his family. Then it says, Sloan also revealed chilling video footage was obtained from the school bus on the day they dropped her off. So she had, when she picked the kids up, she had this red line drawn on her face, and the kids asked her if it was blood, and she said no, she drew it on. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. So from my understanding is she was like pleading to her husband beforehand, telling him that, something was wrong mentally and she needed his help. He needed to come home. I don't want to put the blame on him at all, but it sounds like postpartum, and as soon as I heard it, it made me think about, not Susan Smith, Andrea Yates. It made me think of Andrea Yates. And she had 5 kids, right? She drowned them one by one. And it makes me angry. So, one, I feel sorry. I do feel sorry for Andrea Yates, because I know she was very mentally unstable. She went to psychiatric cares. She tried to get help. Her insurance lapsed. They kicked her out. Like, she was doing everything and begging for help. The system let her down. I believe her husband let her down. There was so much that could have been done different. But what really grinds my gears on that one is, why do you keep having children? I don't get it. Because if you have this postpartum and it's really bad, and I know, like in the Andrea Yates case, her husband made a comment, well, it's like having the flu for a couple weeks, and then, you get over it, and and there's medicine for it, and that's kind of why. I don't know. And some people are not going to like that opinion, but I just feel like if you're overwhelmed, that's why I would have loved to have a huge family. I'd love to have 6 kids, but you know what? This would not have been prepared for 6 kids. There's no way. Like, I have 2 and my hands are tied. That's all I can do. I don't understand why some of these women keep having these kids and they just can't handle them mentally and financially. I don't know. So tell me what you guys think. I love hearing what you guys think. I love hearing what you guys have to say. And some of the comments just make me crack up. And some of them I can't comment on because I don't know what YouTube does with them. I really don't. So there's like 2 sections, and one's published, the ones that are on there, and then there's this other thing that says held for review. Well, sometimes I can click on it and say put them out there, which I do. I'm not going to hide any comments. Even if they're shitty towards me, guess what? I will make your comment publicly because I don't care. But I seen a comment that somebody left, and she was talking about her husband hunching on her, and I was like, I'm telling you, I just left work, and I was sitting in my car, and I just, out of nowhere, just the hugest smile on my face, and just laughing. I don't know. I love hearing what you guys have to say. So I guess that's it, guys. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe. You know, I'm getting pretty decent views, but a lot of you guys aren't subscribing. So please subscribe. I guess I'm gonna go find out what's going on. Oh no! One of my viewers wanted me to look into Natasha Cooper. So let me talk about Natasha Cooper for a minute. So I went to her videos. I started watching her. If you don't know who Natasha Cooper is, so she has this spirit box where she says she talks to Shanae, and go check her video out. Go check it out. Because I don't want to be mean. I'm not gonna drag her. But I wish I kind of would have had my video of my first impression, because I was like, what in the Looney Tunes is going on here? Don't get me wrong. I believe in people who can talk to spirits, and I believe there's spirits. I believe all that. Do I believe this woman? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. It was crazy. It was like, I'm like, what am I listening to? What is this craziness? And you guys are paying for it. You're paying her money. Oh my. Oh no. Okay. I don't know, guys. But I do want to tell you. I seen that she has her mugshot going around, because supposedly she was arrested because some woman put their tax check into her account. She says that she gave it to the lady. The lady says she didn't. And then supposedly there's a whole other ordeal where, the people, her mods, her group of people turned against her for whatever reason. She didn't know. And then there's a bunch of chaos with that. Let me tell you something. Because I know about some people. I know about people. And this is something I've noticed. When you meet somebody and they're like constantly having problem after problem with different types of people, just always a problem, right? And they're never to blame, right? They put it all on somebody else. There's usually a common denominator there, and it's usually that person, okay? So I'm not gonna sit up here like I'm self-righteous, although I've never done any of that crap. But just please, guys, watch where you put your money. Watch who you're donating to. Just please be careful. I hate when people use people. It pisses me off. It's sickening. But you guys have to kind of be self-aware and watch what you guys are doing and who you're giving money to. And just be careful and watch out for you guys. So that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you watching me. It's 23 minutes long. Time goes so fast. I don't get it. But I'll see you next time, guys. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.